Well, homeschooling is growing in popularity, and so are sports organizations just for homeschooled students.
That's right. Yeah, there's everything from basketball and football to soccer and even tennis. Carlos actually found a team in Carmel that's seeing some pretty rapid growth. When you were telling us this morning, Carlos, it's incredible how good these teams are.
They're amazing, Ben. And you know what? When I say Carmel Tigers tennis, you say, wait, Carmel, that's the Greyhounds. No, that's the public school tennis team. The homeschool tennis team is known as the Carmel Tigers. They're really good. They're sending kids to college on tennis scholarships, and it was all started by one family.
In Carmel, we started in 2002 with 4 little 4-year-old girls.
As an experienced tennis player, Renee Bogner was able to attract several new students with some very affordable pricing.
The tennis programs that we looked into were about $40 an hour, and I was able to offer $4 an hour. And so we grew to about 400 kids a year, and we started teams where we play middle schools like Orchard and Park Tudor, International, Heritage, and then high school where we play Guerin, Burbuff, Cathedral.
2 of the stars of Renee's Tiger tennis teams were her 2 daughters, Rachel and Rebecca, who were homeschooled their entire lives.
The stigma was definitely that homeschoolers are weird. We also took classes other places, so we were around other kids and we were socialized. And I think as people got to know us, they realized that we were like other kids.
And they became so awesome at tennis that Rachel just received a college scholarship, and she attributes her success on the court to homeschooling.
When you are homeschooled, you have more time to practice and you have more time to play. And with your studies too, also, you can do them in a different timing than a public school would because they're doing it from a certain time. You have more options to be practicing, so you can get better also.
Way back when homeschooling was thought of, it's not really good education. That's just not necessarily true. One of my daughters, my oldest one, is on the dean's list, Indiana Wesleyan.
I learned how to study better because I learned how to manage my time a little better. It was all kind of on me to learn.
I think homeschooling and homeschooling sports is much more acceptable now. It's a nice option for people. It's not for everyone.
Now, that's what the tennis program looks like up in Carmel, but I mean, that's homeschool tennis. Homeschool basketball is even bigger. Look at the amount of teams in central Indiana. You got down south, you got the Wildcats. In Northwest, you got the Warriors. You have the Living Water Marlins, Indy Blazers. Bloomington's got the Bobcats. In Columbus, they have the Hawks. Up north in Kokomo, it's the Eagles, the Noblesville Lions, and in Terre Haute, the Wabash Valley Warriors. So you can see a lot of basketball teams from homeschool kids. Homeschooling sports actually a bigger thing than you thought. And coming up in about 30 minutes, I'm going to tell you about a homeschool football team right here in Indianapolis, the Indy Lions. They've been around for 16 years, and they're ranked #1 in their region. Guys?
How about that? And how about all those basketball teams, Carlos? Who would have thought basketball teams big here in Indiana? Go figure.
Exactly. Good point.
Thanks, Carlos.
But it's cool to see the diversity, too. Tennis, basketball, football, it's growing. Because I think a lot of people's concern, perhaps out of ignorance, it would be mine, is that I attended a public school in Kentucky, is that with homeschooling, do you get that interaction with other kids? But clearly they're doing that, especially in these sports teams.
And it's the fun way to do it, too.
I know, it's great.